How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me on this fine, rainy Monday morning. Now, all anybody is talking about in cryptocurrency right now is the upcoming Grayscale GBTC unlock, when the lockup period for 40,000 Bitcoin, roughly 5% of Grayscale's Bitcoin trust, is going to be unlocked, and investors are able to do whatever they want with it, whether they choose to continue to hold it or if they decide to sell it. So this is a very big lockup expiration, and lots of people fear it could have a large negative impact on the market. So I'm going to be discussing my thoughts about that, going over some other people's opinions on the matter, and then I'll go over Bitcoin's price and tell you how I think it could affect it. Now, before we get into the video, if at any point you enjoy this video, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and turning on my post notifications. Crypto is being censored, and it is extremely hard for new channels to grow in this space. So, thank you for all the interactions, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, we're going to be going over the article, actually, switching it up for this video, because I want to try to explain this situation before I explain how I think it's going to affect the price, so we can hopefully get a better understanding of what's going on here. Alright. A large swath of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust could hit secondary markets in July as 6-month share lockups expire. JP Morgan anticipates the lockup expirations will cause downward pressure on Bitcoin's price. But other crypto experts say the hotly anticipated lockup expiration may not create as much volatility as expected. A swath of shares in Grayscale Bitcoin Trust worth nearly 40,000 Bitcoins will unlock in July in a hotly anticipated lockup expiration for the world's largest Bitcoin fund. Due to the nature of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, institutional investors who buy the fund directly must hold the shares for 6 months before selling on the secondary market. Many lockup periods are ending in July, and with 650,000 Bitcoins in the trust, roughly 5% of the fund could be sold in the span of a few weeks. With Grayscale as the largest Bitcoin fund, some investors may be worried a GBTC sell-off will exert downward pressure on GBTC and Bitcoin prices more generally. July 17th is one of the largest days of the unlock period, with 16,240 Bitcoin worth of GBTC becoming available to trade. So it seems that all throughout July, some of these lockup periods are expiring, meaning that all the Bitcoin that is unlocking in July is currently worth less than what they originally bought it for. Here is 4 crypto experts on how the unlock will affect the Bitcoin market. From Kraken Intelligence, researchers from Kraken Intelligence noted that the lockup expiration could potentially provide upside pressure on GBTC prices and on Bitcoin. Large institutions make up a sizable proportion of the GBTC owners who will have their shares unlocked this month, as most likely bought to profit from the Grayscale premium. The once hefty and lucrative disparity between the fund's net asset value and spot price. They also likely shorted Bitcoin in the spot and futures markets so as not to be inadvertently impacted by price volatility, the researcher said. That was a weird format, but if institutions decide to unwind their positions, they will have to buy Bitcoin from the spot market to cover the GBTC. This could potentially result in the unlocking giving a boost to Bitcoin, Kraken said. 1 out of 4 is bullish. From JP Morgan, in June, JP Morgan noted that the GBTC shares sale is a headwind for Bitcoin. As a reminder to our readers, last December and last January had seen the highest monthly inflows into GBTC of 2 billion and 1.7 billion, respectively, reflecting to a significant extent GBTC premium monetization trades by hedge funds and other investors. As the 6-month lockup period expires in June and July, these investors are likely to sell at least some of their GBTC shares, exerting downward pressure on GBTC prices and on Bitcoin markets more generally. So the bears and bulls are 1 and 1. Now from William Quigley, the Tether co-founder. The co-founder of the world's largest stablecoin told Insider there may not be an immediate sell-off on the expiration dates because some of the institutions that bought into GBTC 6 months ago are now underwater. Some of them will certainly hold off selling immediately to avoid realizing a loss, he said. Quigley also noted that the Grayscale's declining discount to net asset value may indicate there's less institutional demand for the once highly sought-after product. He doesn't see this as an indication of waning institutional interest in Bitcoin, but instead a sign institutions are acquiring Bitcoin in other ways, like through Canadian ETFs. So William Quigley says that he doesn't expect much sell-off, if any, because, as I said, those who invested 6 months ago are currently at a loss. So if they sold off their investments, it would not be for a profit, and if you are an institutional investor and you know that you're locking up your Bitcoin for 6 months, you're clearly in it for the long run, and you're clearly expecting to make a profit on it. And finally, they asked Ryan Todd, a research analyst at The Block Crypto, his opinions on it, and he told Insider that the market may simply be on high alert for a negative catalyst in the cryptocurrency market. I think the lockup is more of something to point to in the market doldrums of the summer and post a 50% plus correction from Bitcoin's market top, he said. He added that with the declining discount to NAV, many investors may not sell their GBTC shares when the lockup expires. Investors may potentially need to buy more Bitcoin, in fact. There's even an argument to be made that some investors that targeted market-neutral trading strategies to harvest the GBTC premium by borrowing Bitcoin and sending it back to the trust 6 months ago will now have to buy back physical Bitcoin in order to pay back the borrowed Bitcoin. Don't think I didn't catch that typo. Come on, Emily Graffio. Come on, Emily. GBTC. So, I agree with what this guy says. Many people are looking for something to point to that will give the market a definite direction. When we're in a bull trend, people are always looking for something to point to that is going to propel the price further. And when we are in a bear trend, people tend to look for things that are going to cause the Bitcoin price to plummet even farther. And so many people are speculating that this could cause another major drop in the Bitcoin price, when it seems that realistically it probably won't. 3 for the bulls, 1 for the bear. I feel that any investors that are willing to lock up their investments for 6 months are willing to hold it for longer to get the profits that they're after. Why would you invest in something, lock it up for 6 months, just to sell it at a lower price than what you originally bought it for? And there are also some people that believe this could turn out to be a bullish catalyst, whether it's because some investors need to buy back physical Bitcoin in order to pay back Bitcoin that they borrowed, or if this turns out to be complete nonsense and people realize that there's no genuine value to this and that it's probably not going to cause any more bearish action than was already set to happen, then they may start switching their feelings on the market. I know a lot of people are looking to accumulate at these prices, but a lot of people are scared to, because we just underwent a 60% correction that completely killed our bullish momentum and the positive sentiment in the market. if this turns out to be a nothing burger and people feel that they have been tricked, they may start flooding to exchanges to start accumulating as fast as they can. Now, where does this put my feelings for Bitcoin price action in the short term leading up to this? Well, we did just have a bit of a fake out breakout of this descending wedge that we were forming here. Came up, almost tested this extremely important 34.8 level, but the bears managed to pull us back into the wedge, and now it is looking like we could be looking at some downward action leading up to the day that these GBTC shares unlock. We are still inside of this descending wedge formation, which typically break to the upside. I know a lot of people are going to be looking to accumulate down here. I, for certain, am probably going to be looking to accumulate down in these prices, but you have to be cautious because there's always the possibility that we break down past this red support line of 31,000. But from the way I see it, this whole scenario is being way overblown. I do not think it's going to have a negative impact on the price, at least not farther than what it already has, because obviously the FUD of an event this big does have an impact on the price. So let me know what you guys think of this whole Grayscale GBTC unlocking down in the comments. Do you think it'll be a bearish outcome, or do you think it'll have a bullish outcome, or do you think it's just going to turn out to be a whole heap of nothing and people will forget about it as soon as it unlocks? Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video or found any of this information helpful, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and turning on my post notifications. Really appreciate all the support I've been getting. It's hard to get the word out there, but I'm working. I'm going to put in more work. I'm going to keep on grinding because I truly believe in this cause, and I hope you do too. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow for my next video. Peace out everybody.